literally everything just kind of went silent. That gun went off, boom, and it just explosive out of the blocks. And then it just, all the cheering and everything else just went quiet. And I could feel my cheeks flapping back and forth. And I was going as fast as I could, like hands like this, like just straight, just boom, 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 just running fast. Today I am at the Wayne Gretzky Sports Center in Bradford, Ontario. Look, it's been a very long time since I've been on a football field, on a track that's rubberized. Any track that I go to is gravel. And being out here, it's kind of inspiring in a way. It's kind of weird, but I went to high school wanting to play football. But the year that I started high school, our football team was nowhere to be found. They shut it down and we didn't have a team. Hence the end of my football, my aspiring football player. It's long gone. But anytime I walk onto a field like this, I get inspired. I ended up meeting Ben Johnson. Yes, our disgraced Ben Johnson in the 100 meter dash. He was the fastest man alive for less than 24 hours before he got stripped of his medal. And we all know the story that happened after that. Olympics in 1988. In grade 9, I stood on a track something similar to this, but at York University. And I met the up-and-coming Ben Johnson. He hadn't quite run his world-setting 9.69 record. That was all still yet to come. But I was on the track, and my specialty, if you call it that when you're young, was the 100 meter. I was a pretty fast kid, and I was staring down at where I needed to run. So I did what any kid would have done after talking to Ben Johnson before he was a disgraced athlete, a disgraced Olympian. Took his advice, got out of the blocks as fast as I could, and then boom, halfway to the finish, I went down and I had pulled, I don't know, I pulled a quad or I pulled something. I didn't know what it was at the time, I was so young. I went down, oh man, the problem was, when I was there and I was running, I was in the lead. I was the lead guy. After talking to Ben Johnson, here I am, the lead kid, going on to hopefully move on from the Ontario OFSA. That's a Ontario sports something or whatever. I forget the name, way back in the day. But that was the thing, right? And if I won, I would have been going to the next level. And my life could have been so different than where it is today. But I got injured at about, I came out of the blocks and I was fast. And I was moving. I was like in the second lane and I was hauling ass. I was a fast kid. I can still feel it. I still remember what that felt like. And it was pure bliss. And I think it was around, it wasn't exactly half, it was probably closer to about 70 meters in. And I pulled that quad and I went down. And man, I was in pain. God, I was in pain. It hurt so bad. And as I went down, I crumbled and I ended up just down here. And I went down and it hurt. It hurt so bad. But then everyone passed me and I knew I was done. But I looked up and I saw coaches and all kinds of people running towards me. And I waved them off. I said, don't touch me, don't touch me. And I got up and I hobbled. I hobbled all the way to the finish line where I got my time. It was like, I think it was, I don't know, close to like 50 seconds or something like that. And I hobbled and I finished it. I got it done. And then after I crossed, I let people do what they needed to do, and they got me all checked out, put me in a cab, and I ended up going to the hospital. But before I did, I looked around, and I saw all, like, the infield, I saw all the other athletes, everyone was around. A lot of people were like, oh my gosh, like, is he going to be okay? But I wasn't paying attention to any of that. And I looked, and it's still painful to today because I can feel it. And I thought, rise and shine. There's another race in you. There's another day. And I didn't know at that time what hurt more. Whether getting injured or losing my race. I didn't know what hurt more. As the next day and the weeks and the months all went by, summer was there. I slowly healed. And I was going to high school. I went into grade 10. And that was when I was like, I want to play football. Football is going to be my thing. And off to high school I went. Yes, my life could have been very different had I followed a running path. Because clearly football wasn't in my future because I had no team. Couldn't even play. Which kind of sucked. So I did what any other regular, normal kid would do. I started to party. Started hanging out with my buddies more than I had been. Then I started doing things that any teenager would do back in the day. And it led me to a lot of great friends that I still have to today. Even my business partner, we go back to when I was 15 years old. And it's amazing. I love it. But every now and then I wonder how different my life could be had I not got injured, had there been a football team. I'll never know though. So whenever I come to a track like this, memories just start popping up all over the place. And I remember my very last exam in high school. I remember walking out of class, and a buddy of mine, there's quite a few of us, we were going to go see Motley Crue, Dr. Feelgood, and we were going to go see them live in concert down at the Sky Dome in Toronto. And man, it was going to be epic. We had all of our drinks and everything ready to go, and it was going to be an epic day. And I remember walking out of that chemistry exam thinking, wow, I am never going back. And I was thinking, man, these are the days. These are the best days of my life. Let's go out and have a great time. Let's go party. Let's get hammered. Let's drink. Let's just have fun. Let's go meet girls. Let's just do what, teenagers did. And that's what we did. We had a wicked year. And it was awesome. And I drank and partied for years after that. Man, oh man, my life could have changed in so many ways. And, that buddy of mine that I met out at the end of my chemistry exam, or whatever the heck exam it was, all I know is I got 88 in that class. I remember that. I was like, I don't know how I pulled that off, but I did. And I was the best man at his wedding. And my buddy, Jeff and I, we used to party. He was such an introvert, but we partied. We had a great time. And another buddy of mine, Scott, that's how I met Jeff. We were all he lived around the corner. Both of them kind of didn't live far from me, but we all partied. We had such an awesome time. Being the best man at Jeff's wedding was nuts. I mean, heck, I was only 21 at the time. Really young. We did it up. We had a great time. But Jeff was not the type of guy to stop. Jeff had guy was a genius. Right? He didn't even finish high school. He was such a genius. He was bored. He didn't even have to study. He used to go and he would get like 100% on an exam. Like nothing fazed this guy, right? You wouldn't know it because he was crazy. He drank and smoked. Like he just did all the wrong things in excess. Such an extreme. And after the marriage, they had kids and marriage didn't go well. Things started to go south. He got into all of the things that you should stay away from. All the heavy stuff. Right? And, he became estranged and they got a divorce. And then he was gone. That was the end. And I always look back on that, and it was so sad. It was so crushing. That was my first friend that had, unalived himself. I didn't know how to take it. It was really hard. And then a number of years later, my buddy Scott, we were like the Three Musketeers. He did the same thing. That was pretty heavy. Even just thinking about it now, And I miss them both. They're good guys. But unfortunately, life just didn't go their way. Their demons got them, and all these other things got them. And here I am on this football field, Wayne Gretzky Sports Center in Bradford. And I'm just kind of reminiscing about those days. And then I think about the injury that I have. And it's not necessarily an injury that I got from playing football. And it wasn't an injury that I got from running. But it was an injury I got from driving my car a lot. That was it. I'm older. I'm in my 50s now, or well, really early 50s. And, I think about like how much time do I have left on this planet? When is my number up? And the reason I kind of talking about this now is because I have a neighbor of mine that just passed away of terminal cancer, untreatable, 58 years old. You know, and I look at all of these signs kind of dropping around me. Man, I've lost so many people over the last couple of years, like more than 10. Like it's crazy. And so when I get a little injury like I have now, I kind of it puts everything back into perspective. I'm here and they're not. So for me to feel sad for the struggles I go through, then I think of their families who are left behind picking up the pieces because they're no longer here. I don't know if you needed to hear any of this, but I needed to get it off my chest because this channel is like therapy for me in a way. Yes, it's a running channel. Yes, it's a channel about me running slow to get faster, to run further, to build a good endurance base, to lose weight, to be happier, to be motivating to anyone who maybe wants to watch and can connect on my level, on what things I've gone through. And so as I hit the end zone, as I pass the end zone, I think we still have half a game to play. I'm not finished yet.